Hello, my friend. How are you?
Oh, hi. How are you? We just spoke earlier. Yes. Good to
Yes.
see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks again for all. You've been a great source of info. I just got to catch up.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take us through Claire's chat PRD. Is that it?
Um, I'm trying so my purpose is to share what I've done with it and how I've explored it
Oh, good.
and
Okay.
and um and I'll leave it to the founder and expert to give better this thing, but I just thought I'll share
How you've been able to leverage it.
yeah,
Great.
how what and how I started using it, and
Hmm.
how do I use it. And then so last night I was inspired to do something for the ZTL meal mate, so I just did it. Hence
Gotcha.
you can do something in 40 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. We'll wait for folks to join. So you're gonna demo on Sunday, right?
I don't know about Sunday because there's a clash with Satish's class. So
Uh,
yeah, so Satish's class is from 8 to 2. So yeah.
oh, is it? Wow. Oh, his class started.
Yes, it's class. The onboarding was on Tuesday and Thursday. So
Hmm.
it's starting in full steam on Saturday, and it's going to be intense with a capital I. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like yeah, 8 to 2 on Saturday and Sunday, so I can kiss my weekends goodbye, I guess,
Right, right,
for
right.
the near foreseeable future.
Hey Harsha, how are you doing?
Hi, Bart, how are you?
Doing
Yeah,
well. Well, thank you for doing this. This is pretty interesting. I'd love to know all the capabilities of AI a PM could use.
yeah. So it's good to see you, Parth. I know we chat a lot
Yeah,
on WhatsApp, but I never
yeah,
actually spoken to you in person. So yeah,
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Hey Harsha, and hello everyone. Happy Friday.
Hello,
Happy
Rajesh.
Friday. Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Hey, video. Santosh.
Hey,
Rajesh.
buddy.
Hey,
Hey, the Friday. Yeah, yeah.
we will wait for the man himself. Because if he is able to come,
Is he gonna join? Okay, cool.
I hope. Yeah.
So you finally ended up having a session with Vikash, I assume?
Yeah, we did a very ad hoc thing right
Sure.
after the chat. I showed him a few things, this thing. But I guess we need to hear it from the creator herself. So it'll be good. She's an awesome stage presence. I mean, seriously, she has awesome.
Great.
Like when she comes to conferences, it's electric. Everybody is like listening with riveted attention.
Hey, Hartford, did I see that Vikash just finished a class at Stanford? In person. I saw somebody post that he took a picture with the team,
Um,
or is that an old?
yeah, it's our, the course we did, Felicia,
Yeah.
the same
Hmm.
thing the next batch did it.
yeah.
Next batch. Okay, got it. Okay, in person.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
an
yeah.
in-person course maybe last November, December. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, Harsha, she's asking about a course just got completed.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
There's
first week.
he
he
has an
took a group.
in-person course. Yes.
Yeah, he did a group shot with all the
Mhm.
students.
I
AI
think it's
proposed.
called the Quad, the area of Stanford known as the Quad.
Quad. Okay.
All right, we'll just wait. What is it? 5, 4. So let's give us like 2, 3 minutes. Yeah.
Someone's looking for the Zoom link. Let me put it.
Hey, Harsha, can you also cover when you do that? What if you have a different, 10 or 15 functional team? Um, the PRD requiring input from all the 15 teams.
Yeah, there is some collaboration feature I've seen there. I'll try and see and show it, but it may
Okay.
require a Teams subscription. I only have the personal, but yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can quickly get introduced if we have a minute. Would love to get to know little bit about folks here. At least we have what 8, 10 of us here.
Yeah, go for it, please.
Go for it, Rajesh.
Yeah. So I'm Rajesh Ishwar here, based out of East Bay. Been in the product community broadly in the over the industry for 20 years. I lead product at Aviatrix, the cloud network security company. It's based out of Santa Clara in South Bay. Of course, I'm here, been evangelizing on AI through product and trying to. It's a fast moving pace, and we're doing a lot of AI within the entire product life cycle, not just within product function, across different function. So I'm curious to continue to learn. I'll pass it on to Valisha.
Sure. Hi, Felicia Grace. I'm in Brooklyn, New York. I know many of these folks. We took the Gen AI for Product Managers course with Vikash, and I work for a company called Analytics Insights. We do AI, not Gen AI, research on 50,000 publicly traded equities globally, and I am trying to leverage some of the learnings in this class for that, build some co-pilots that we can leverage to. Our tool is AI, but not Gen AI, and we need to catch up. So.
Awesome.
Nice. And I worked in financial services at Chase and Morgan Stanley, so that's my background. Good to meet you.
Yeah, awesome. Partha, Parth, that's why I see you in the screen, if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
Hello, everyone. I'm Parth, currently a senior product manager at Lucid, and would soon be starting a new role at an automotive-focused AI/ML startup this Monday, so within 2 days.
Congrats.
Yeah,
Congrats.
thank you. Excited to meet you all. The purpose of me joining here is twofold. First, I want to meet a lot of interesting folks like you all. And secondly, want to keep brushing up my product skills so that we keep getting new opportunities and keep the world progressing for the better of mankind.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, maybe I'll go next. I'm
Yep.
Santosh Gupta, and I'm the only engineer I feel here. I'm in engineering. I'm actually a good friend of Vikash, and I'm doing one of the courses on Maven with a couple of folks here. And I saw updates from Harsha and sounded very interesting, so I thought I'll check it out. Yeah, I just want to see how good the tool works. I work in observability and data. AI is something I'm fiddling with. Not yet. My official role is not with the AI, but that is what I've been trying my hands on a lot. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
We're
nice
all
to meet you all.
yeah, nice meeting you. We're all engineers in heart. A lot of folks here are builders, so glad to get introduced.
Mm.
Who's going next?
I can go next. I'm Sujoy. I am a product manager, most recently with Lam Research. I was also in the boot camp that Vikash Gupta had, Vikash Rungta had, and
Yeah,
Santosh, and it was great. Santosh, of course, is the most valuable player, being the engineer in the team. So yeah, I'm working right now on agentic workflows and moving from data platform to AI specifically, learning as I go.
awesome.
Sujay, I have a question. Do you know Ram Mohan in Lam Research?
No, Ram Mohan.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, he's a SVP. The reason why I ask is
Oh, okay.
we are childhood friends. So we
Okay.
grew
Okay.
up 2 streets away from each other. And yeah, so
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I was there till December. I
okay.
didn't run into him, but yeah.
All right. So I pinged Vikas to see if he's joining or not. Yeah, so do your introductions and then we'll start off.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? I think we just
I'll go next.
I can.
go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Ankit Shukla. I'm probably the only student here. I'm currently doing my master's at Carnegie Mellon. Prior to this, after completing my engineering from BITS Pilani, I worked at Samsung for around 6 years. Started off as a software engineer, transitioned to a product manager in the camera team. So my focus areas were computer vision, AR, VR, and cameras. Uh, Currently, summer interning at ServiceLink, building a agentic AI-based uh, platform for automating workflows for our vendor operations team. Super excited about agentic AI, anything related to vibe coding. I'm trying to attend as many events I can so that I can learn.
Awesome.
I can go next. Hey, I'm Vidya. I'm currently based out of Houston. At the moment, I'm in India for kind of a vacation and work from home. I'm a API product manager, but I'm kind of right now doing multiple things. My day job doesn't include AI, but I do after the day job anything with the AI, with learning, doing projects. I'm also starting to be a lead for the security interest group, AI security interest group at my company. And I used to be in the Bay Area
Awesome.
two plus decades ago, so in 90s.
Glad to get introduced with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go next. This is Sanjay from Eternity Systems. I run this company. It's a typical IT services, but we are focusing more on a Salesforce ecosystem. And Salesforce is way ahead in AI in general, and then agents also in particular, agent force architecture and all. So I'm taking interest and learning about the agents, and that's my interest to join this call.
Awesome. Nice meeting you, Sanjay.
Thank you.
I'll go next. I'm Joe. I'm a product manager at Walmart, and been working with GenAI for a while. Built the GenAI enabled customer care chatbot here at Walmart. So just to being interested in how do we incorporate GenAI in our day-to-day life, not just the product we're building. So excited to learn more about it.
Hey, Joe, what product did you say you worked on?
Um, the chatbot, customer care chatbot.
Customer care chatbot. Okay, great.
So yeah, we launched it last year to production, and then now I'm shifting my focus to actually the platform capabilities, like evaluation, observability, those kind of things.
Do you happen to know Priyanka? She's also involved in
What's the last
security.
name?
Chaturvedi. It's a long one.
Chaturvedi.
So
Yeah.
I know Priyanka, a couple of Priyankas, but I don't think I know that one.
Okay. She has been in class with me, with Vikash class, both the boot camp and the previous one. So
Okay, I think we have a couple more. I don't want to hold up Harsha. I'm getting up, showcasing it. How about Jasper?
Hi, folks. Sorry, actually got to go answer the doorbell, but I'll be really quick. Before I disappear off camera, I'm ex-Meta. As you heard, all the stuff with Meta. I have recently left, so I was just curious to see what you guys are doing in the space, especially on PRDs and agentic. Spending a lot of time on agentic side of late, and also the data side of it. Previously, a decade plus in cybersecurity, and at Meta, I was doing heavily on developers. MR, that whole ecosystem, and running it and looking at LLM models to help us operationalize and drive higher scale and efficiency. Hopefully that helps. I'm just going to go off mute and go answer the doorbell. Sorry about that.
Awesome. No worries.
Just a quick intro from me. My name is Anubhav. Work on the sales agents that we're building at Microsoft here. So compete to Salesforce. So been leading work on that.
Awesome. Okay, I think Harsha, you feel free to take it up. Otherwise, I think.
All right. Yeah. Santosh, do you know if Vikas will be joining or?
I'll ping him. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I pinged him, but I didn't. But anyway, please follow up. So I request folks to mute ourselves, and then we can come back when we have questions and things like that. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen and let me know if you're able to see it. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
You want to record? Sorry, I just want to make sure.
yeah, it is recording
Okay, sounds good.
locally. 1 minute, let me double check on that.
Yeah, I can see it on the.
All right. So yeah, it's locally. My cloud storage and recording is over, so I need to record it locally. Yeah. So I want to start off by saying that this inception the seed for this particular topic on ChatPRD is very surprising. And I'm not sure how it came about, and as a topic of interest, but when Vikas mentioned it, and I said, look, I've been using this for more than a year. I mean, it's a pleasant surprise that it got to where it is today, and then we are here chatting about it and going to see something at chat, how you can use ChatPRD at work and to do some things. So yeah, and overall, I think this is a fantastic product led by somebody, Claire Vo, who I think is a very awesome product leader. I think she's been a CPO 3 times or something like that. But as I said in the beginning, Claire Vo, somebody who has an electrifying stage presence. So I've attended a couple of conference sessions. I think the last one was at Lenny Summit last year here in San Francisco, and then previously at a conference run by Product Collective. So
Oh, sure. Were you at Lindy Summit?
Yeah.
Oh, so was I. That's too small world. Okay.
Oh, you couldn't have missed me. I was there just mingling around and taking
Okay, good.
selfies and pictures.
Good.
So, interestingly, just before this call, I was on an AMA with Peter Yang. Peter Yang is a mentor of mine. I think is also well known in the product circles. And I asked him, or I just said, "Oh, I'm going to talk about ChatPRD," and don't know what happened, but he immediately flamed it, and he says he prefers to use his template for PRD, which I'll show later on. But yeah, not sure where that thing came from. I don't know. But oh, Monica's here. Okay. That's that. But it is interesting to see the dichotomy of product work, and PRD happens to be one of the bread and butter thing. So yeah, it is interesting to see that. All right, so let me start. So what I'm going to do is to share some things and some tidbits, some things that I know with ChatPRD, and then and I'm going to share how I have used it or my approach to using it in a way that I get my work done, or or an approach to to all of you to show how you can leverage it. So, and we can see some things that I've done. I was inspired to. I also attend Vikas's ZTL course, Zero to Launch. So we are working on a mealmate AI agent thing, and people like Valisha, Vidya, they're all my cohort people, so we are that. So I found an idea for extending the mealmate and said, hey, why can't I use that as an example for showcasing the role of Chat PRD and Chat GPT also, and then build something, right? So we call it the vibe building thing. People like Peter, even though he's an established product leader, surprisingly told me that he doesn't do um, the traditional way with this new AI tools and vibe coding and vibe building. He just goes and bangs out something and then uses that, prototype or a prototype, image or figure or the mockup to do requirements, which I think is interesting. But here I'll just show the so-called traditional and or the well-established way for doing these things. So I'm going to start off with this thing, then I'll go into showing the actual screens and the PRD, the prompts, and this thing. But I hope all of you got the docs that I shared. So I have shared this presentation. I shared the canonical doc with all the prompts that I've used to build this, and something else. So all of you have it, right? Just say you got it, right?
Yes, you had it on.
All right, yeah. So I'm not able to see the participants because I'm sharing, but anyway, yeah, I shared everything here. All right, so The so let me start off by saying that, and I want to reemphasize that Claire thinks in a different way. Here she is debating with Shreyas, saying that AI is a great way to work on product strategy. And product strategy is thought of as both an art and a science. So, you know, but and people like Shreyas claim that it's something that requires a lot of human touch or human thinking. But here she is responding that AI and the approach of AI to apply to a lot of product management tasks actually has a lot of good value and good benefits to do. And perhaps that is one of the driving forces for her product vision for a ChatPRD and developing it out. Now, ChatPRD is one of the earlier ones to start using LLM models, right? I think they started off with GPT-3 itself. But now I think they are on 4.1, and we can see that in the platform when we go into the settings. But I really love her thinking about this thing. She's also one of the famous she's also attributed one of the famous things that product management is dead with AI, which she didn't actually say that. She said if people who don't adopt this thing, this thing will, the people don't adopt it will be the survival of the fittest things here. So having said that, I think I call ChatPRD as an AI-powered product management agent. And the word agent is, of course, subject to different interpretation, but it sounds nice. So I said, let me put the word agent here or copilot versus this thing. So some of the things that you can use it for, and you can explore it with a free tier, as you can do it. But the real power comes only when you pay for it and things like that. And you get into a basic plan, which I have, or an upgraded plan, or an enterprise plan. So I think you can creatively use it to, of course, do product documentation like PRDs and PRFAQs and one pagers. And one can start using it with custom templates that you have. For example, Vidya and I talked about PRD, so I think a template with that PRD and maybe a back and forth conversion between a PRD and a BRD is absolutely possible. And since it's built on top of OpenAI GPT, so you can actually converse with it, and you can get feedback, or you can do your work as if you're, the way you're doing it in ChatGPT, this thing. So while I don't know much about the architecture, and perhaps it's better asked when Claire comes on board, but I think it's more like a fine-tuned LLM model. Maybe she has poured her collective knowledge, her wisdom, her approach, and maybe the several hundred PREs she's come about, and she knows what a good quality artifact looks like. So apart from the routine product management work, I think you can do a lot of the workflows and automation that typically goes on in the product work. You can work with partners, you can work with stakeholders, you can work with peers, and then collaborate on the platform and have one single source of what you call product documentation. And then you can consider it as having like an AI mentor or even an AI work partner, and in individually or collectively work on that. So I think it is more like leveraging the power of a platform like ChatGPT with OpenAI, and then specifically use it for product work and core product work. Okay, so yeah. So this is the interface. When you log in, you will get this as a landing page or a starter screen. So it offers the features of writing a new document or improving it, And once you have it, you can brainstorm with it. So I've done a prompt to brainstorm a PRD by saying, hey, what else can I think of, and look on the roadmap. So there's quite a bit, and and it's basically leveraging the power of AI, which I really like. And the one feature which I've been using it a lot, and also trying to get get maximum squeeze the value out of it, is the templates. So ChatPRD comes with a lot of templates like technical design document. I mean, this is an addition to the PRD thing, go to market strategy, release notes. I've been trying to leverage a lot of the Reforge artifacts. They have some tremendous, templates and real worked examples, but not copying it like that, but trying to get the thought and the best aspects and see if I can do, come up with my own templates. And you can extend it further. The work further is a couple of things that I like is OKRs. So from a PRD, if you're able to generate a roadmap and some kind of a vision for what work should be done, this really generates some good OKRs for the work, the plan, the initiatives, and the roadmap. So that is one value-added feature I think is of usefulness to product managers. And then you can do some proactive product thinking by brainstorming new features. You just ask it and do this. And while I was watching Claire's video, maybe late last night, there's one thing I thought, and it struck me is you can use ChatPRD to actually foretell certain areas of where your leaders or your team members may grill you on it, right? So certain aspects. I think it's doing a good job on that. So if you're going in for like a review, or you're going in for like a brainstorming session, I think it does a good job of looking at the PRD you have done and pointing out areas where different people in the team, stakeholders, or executives may like to focus on, or maybe even grill you, and helps you prepare for the all important buy-in and sign off on the document. So I thought that was an interesting thing. I didn't know about it till I watched the video last night, or I didn't think about it, but I think it's a good thing to this thing. Can we keep questions a little bit, please? So I'll finish this, and then before the demo, I can and then we'll take that. Vidya, yeah.
Yeah, just if you could repeat what you just said, the sign off. I just want to make sure I understand right.
Yeah. So I was watching a video from Claire Vo from the YouTube official this thing chat PRD YouTube, and she said that once this PRD you have some good draft to present, you can actually ask it to identify certain areas where you think you may get the most comebacks or review questions, or even focus spotlight, and you can help you prepare proactively for that. I mean, as you all know, writing and producing this is just the first step. It's actually presenting it, communicating it, and and selling people on the product ideas, the features, and then getting buy-in and sign off. So I think that was a good and interesting and valuable tip. So it helps you prepare proactively for those kind of conversations and meetings. Was it clear, Vidya?
Yep, perfect.
Okay. So, my friend Vidya is all about time, right? How much time does it take? And this is perspective from Akash Gupta, and he's also a big fan. He's also a big fan of Clairvo, it seems. But he wrote article on ChatPRD, and he puts this graphic by saying that typically, the using ChatPRD has some benefits. So usually, a product manager's day is spent mostly in meetings, notes capturing, and things like that. And only value-added work only gets done when you have some time, but that time is very short. So with this approach, his viewpoint is you can actually do PRD work during your daytime. And you can handle the overload by meetings and information from them. And you can use this as an effective co-pilot. He refers to meeting assistant, which I haven't tried, but supposedly what he says is the meeting assistant can work with like an Otter or a Granola and capture some meeting notes and then somehow auto magically update the PRD. I haven't tried it out, but Akash refers to it. So I think there's significant time savings to get to what I call good first drafts. And since I suspected this is a very fine-tuned model, so I think you can produce something a good version starting from scratch in about 30 minutes. For my meal mate thing, I actually did it in 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm definitely vouch for the the time savings. And I think it also reduces the cognitive work burden of writing something. Traditionally you'll open up a Word doc or a template and you start banging out on this thing. So there was a lot of thing here. I think it will help you with that and augment your output, your content output for this. So more or less your work burden will be to refine, to add or update, and then perhaps even address the writer's block. So yeah, there's a lot of I think interesting things here, and this is one thing. If we get to one aspect, if we get to Claire's session, is how can we use this creatively in different ways? I think some amount of usage creativity can be done, like for meetings, like for preparing, and then just having one central canvas to disseminate all the product related information and aim for good collaboration. So so we have the platform, and I put this thing together for kind of like how I think I would do. I mean, as a product manager, how I think I would use this to actually do the work and produce something of quality and note that can be used not only in the product requirements context, but also the other aspects of product work, which I hear it's here, some of the other things that typically we do in product management. I tend to go with what I call as a product brief. So a product, and can you read the graphic, the product brief? Is it visible?
Actually, if you go in presentation mode, maybe it'll be clear.
Okay, all right, let me go into presentation. Okay, so a product brief is what I call a brief write-up about the product, the initial thing, right? What you would discover from talking to users, or or a problem that you face, or a customer or opportunity discovery. So maybe it's not very clear. I'll share this. So this is something that you would come up with the initial concept for the product or the solution that addresses a real customer problem. Usually it's just like maybe one or two paragraphs, like like a pitch thing. But I usually start with that to kind of put down some high level crisp thoughts, and then I use that as a feeder to generate the initial product requirements document. Now, the process that I use from going from the problem statement and this thing, I think I've documented all of that as prompts in the canonical doc. So please refer to that. So I've given the exact prompts that I've used in ChatGPT. So I tend to use ChatGPT and ChatPRD in tandem. And then see how to come up with a good and crisp product brief, which I use that as as an input to ChatPRD to generate a PRD. So the clearer we are about the conception of the product and what it stands for, what is its purpose, and we are able to put that down very concisely and crisply, the better I think an LLM engine like ChatGPT or GPT 4.1 or even ChatPRD is able to work with. I like this idea because just like open-ended things, since a generate a PRD for an alarm clock is I don't think it works well because as you are all familiar with the limitations of LLMs in terms of clarity and hallucinations and things like that. But I think if you use the product brief approach, I think the PRD output is pretty good. So you use a prompt to get the initial draft, and I've given I've given out a very comprehensive prompt in the canonical doc that you can use, and then you get a first working PRD. Now, what you will find during the journey of the initial PRD generation is it's not just something, it's not the prompt that you enter and then bang, something comes out. It's actually pretty intelligent at asking you for some questions and clarifications. And I'll show that, those kind of clarifications or ask for additional information when I did this meal mate recipe manager thing. So I think I like that feature. It just doesn't immediately go all bang and then produce something. I think it kind of like has some intelligence to do some clarifications. Maybe it's typically like what a product manager or business analyst will do to clarify some things before they actually write it out. So once you have that, you have a good initial start base. So and just like how do you do a work in ChatGPT Canvas, you can iterate on it, you can add to it, you can clarify certain things, you can ask the ChatPRD to revise certain things or revise the whole thing. So it's up to you to figure out what iterations or what improvements or what updates that you wanted to do. And a lot of these thoughts can come from different ways and different sources. For example, Peter Yang produces a mock-up and then he says, hey, I got some additional ideas or improvements or some variations. Then you can actually feed that mock-up and ask it to analyze it and say, make for an addition or improvement. Or if you think that the default templates are not good enough, then you can say, please add certain sections, certain focus areas. For example, I love to add things like user stories and objectives. So sometimes it doesn't produce those, but you can add it or you can ask it to conform to a structure, to a layout, to a flow that you are familiar with. And you can basically iterate, tailor, refine it to a state where you think you're very comfortable with the structure, with the content, the readability, and then maybe alignment with your organization standards or product practices. So you can do the the iteration very quickly, very effectively. Just depends on your product management experience and your approach before. So you can basically replicate what you've been doing before the traditional way and have it done very in a very quickly and scalable way. So maybe what took like a couple of weeks could be done in a day. So you may have a good first draft presentation that you can show it to the world. And then you can do the rest of your product work and collaboration with the teams. So thanks, Felicia, for sharing this. I just saw the chat and I was not looking at it. But what I find really interesting, and this is something that I've been playing a lot, is if you have the base PRD and the information from that, you can consider it as a golden source or a reference line, baseline. Then you can do all the other things, right? For example, specification for an MVP, a customer journey map. You can do API documentation, like what maybe that would be good for Vidya. So ChatPRD as an API document template, and it does all this function calls, JSON. And I was pretty amazed about it. And all it serves as a feeder to other artifacts that you can do. And guess what? You can do this in record time too. I mean, as much time as it takes for an LLM engine to produce this. So maybe you can do all of this in a day, or even less than that, maybe a couple of hours. You can do an issue tracker from the features. You can do, usability. You can do test cases. So the thing that, even though the discussion started about PRDs, so I think, I would love to showcase this by saying, oh my God, you can do much more than this once you get to a first working option. And, and the productivity and the output that you can do from some initial groundwork and having an agent or a co-pilot like ChatPRD, you can do so much more. And maybe that may result in more value-added thinking work, maybe more brainstorming, more validating, or even thinking in different angles and out of the box. So this is all out of the box features in ChatPRD. You can easily do it, and I will show that how to do that. So yeah, so the rapid PRD production, and then improvement upon it, and then getting other perspectives and other artifacts that is produced, and then you can do it in a custom way or shape it and tailor it in a way that you think it's the norm, it's a standard. So I think there's a lot of productivity and effectiveness, but of course it is subject to how the LLM and the AI systems work today. So in my product hat, when I put on my product hat and I think through this is where I see the role and the center stage role in a piece where some tool like ChatPRD does. Now there's plenty of other ways to do it. You can do it with your own PRD templates. There's also a competitive thing, but I think this way of designing ChatPRD is brilliant, and this is something that we should ask Claire when she comes about how to do this end to end in your how to use this effectively in your end to end product work, and what is the art of the possible that you can do with ChatPRD, and what does she have in mind to enable such value added features, this thing. So yeah, so love to see where when she comes on board. And yeah, I'm going to go to this thing. So I will jump into the showcasing of the accompanying work that I did. Quickly show the canonical and the PRD, the platforms where I used. I've also taken the output from the PRDs that I've used and taken it to a form that is quite digestible by v0.dev, so it can produce an somewhat working functional prototype. So I'll showcase that and start that. But before I do that, I will stop now and ask for some questions. If you have any questions before I dive in. Yes, Vidya, please.
So one of the challenge that in the team that I work with the BRDs is we have various teams, right? We have we work with 8 different teams, getting the timely requirement, right, for the BRD/PRD. That is a big challenge. Committing and getting the requirements, making into the BRD, and getting the review, getting the feedback. So is there a way that ChatPRD can push, help accelerate with the functional teams?
So let me paraphrase your question. So your question is around the process and approach to soliciting requirements, right? Or what you call requirements
Yep.
gathering.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and a lot of us know that requirements gathering can be painful and even a time-consuming process. And in my experience, different points of views or different asks for the requirements from different executives can often conflict with each other, right? So somebody, and it's up to us to make it very cohesive and aligned in this thing. Now, I ask you is why don't we turn this around? Instead of going and asking requirements or soliciting them, why don't you think of certain things that you can develop and showcase and use the time effectively for validation and buying? That is, you say, hey, I think this is what the requirements are. What do you think about those? Does it align with your thinking? Do you like them? Do you agree with them? And use that for more, what shall I say, higher added value-based thing. Now, if you go and ask somebody, maybe it'll take some time to think about it. Maybe it's not, maybe they didn't think about it at that time. So my ask is, today we are living in a different world. So let's turn it around and turn it around on its head and go and get something concrete to show, and and do the early buy-in. I think there's a term for it, prototyping or something, where you basically start from the beginning and work your way to alignment and buy-in instead of going for the formal thing. And I will get that. So yes, let me go to Sanjay.
Is this Sujoy? Oh, Sanjay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, good information, Harsha. A couple of questions. Why it is only targeted for PRDs and why not for even generic BRDs, okay, for IT projects or any other high-tech projects, technology projects? That's one. And second is, does it integrate with the Jira like a platform to further dive and create stories, epics, and follow up on that? So,
Yes. So the first question is a very good, clear question. I think she initially developed this product to do the main work focus for product managers, which is PRDs, right? So product managers own the PRDs, right? That's what they say. So I think she started off with that. I think it's more like a name than anything else. If you, as I said, if you come up with a template for a BRD, and I've actually done that for, I showcased that to Vidya, is you can do a BRD to PRD translation and vice versa. So there's nothing stopping you from working on PRD and other product artifacts or some things like that. So I think it's like ChatGPT, right? They started with
yeah.
general purpose transformers, and now they have diffusion models and other things. So I think it's just a naming thing, but from what I've seen, you can do much more than that.
That's what I thought, but thanks for
Oh
clarifying.
yeah, the second question is, it does have integrations with different things, like Google Docs and things, and I'll show you the list of integrations when we actually enter the platform. Oh, yeah, so why not I show it now itself? Yeah, so Google Drive, Notion, Confluence, Slack, Linear. Yeah. You saw that, Sanjay?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. So you got the list of integrations. So yes, it does integrate with common document repositories like Notion things. Yes, Sujoy.
Hi, Harsha. In the WhatsApp chat preceding this, you had mentioned that you have a paid version. So how are the pricing tiers? Is there a free version and the various paid? What does the paid version give, and are there levels?
Yeah, so I'll give you the lineage of payment. So yeah, so I do have So I do have what I call a basic annual plan, which is not which is the first level above the free version. I'm going there. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the answer to that is yes, there is a free version. There is a basic paid version, and there is an extended paid version. There are certain features which are only available to the premium or extended. For example, this one able to improve upon a PRD right out of the box. So what I do is I get around it and I use prompts to improve a PRD. So there is a feature where you can do it out of the box. I mean, but I don't do that. So the way I got access to it was I went to a conference and Claire was there and she was presenting it, and I think they gave a 1 year free plan to conference attendees. So I had the extended plan for like 3 months. It's expired, but I still have the it's like how you get access from Lenny's
Yeah.
newsletter, right? So I got
Yeah.
something like that, and I'm using it. $60 per year for the basic plan, and
Okay.
then $180 per year for the extended plan.
Okay. Great. And the feature you're saying is that beyond the free version is you can text prompt it to improve the
Yeah,
PRD.
yeah. So the reason why I didn't show it is I didn't want to lose the screen, but
Okay.
in time permits, I'll show what is there for the extended versus the basic plan.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
All right.
Go ahead.
Anything else before I dive into the MealMate recipe manager demo showcase? Going once, twice, thrice. Okay. All right. Let me walk through a typical usage that I did. I think I shared the screens and the canonical, right? So I request you to look at the and the canonical doc. I love the word canonical. It's what Rikas uses. I think it's like a meta thing. So now I'm all canonical, right? Everything is canonical for me. Yeah. So yeah. So I use for this thing, I use a combination of Chat GPT and this one. Yeah. So my initial use for Chat GPT was to create what I call a crisp problem statement and a product description. So I told, hey, the problem that I'm facing and the opportunity here is that I worked on MealMate, which is a meal, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with it. Valish is familiar with it, is familiar, and those who are taking or taken, the zero. So the idea is that you generate or you build an agent to build meal plans and recipes and suggestions for from the user. So this is the thing that I've built, and a lot of it's familiar to ZTL people is the in Langflow. But what you're seeing is in the agent, I had things like, I have these ingredients and this thing, and today I said, hey, there's a wedding coming up in my family, and my wife wants to make sweets, right, and treats, right? So typical Indian sweets, and what do you think we should do? We should cook and, we should take it. So, but it's okay, fine, hey, you can get things like barfi, jalebi, kheer, laddu. And so for people who are not familiar with this, these are all Indian sweets and treats. They're very yummy, but they're also, you have to watch out for like diabetic friendly and things like that. But yeah, and I got these suggestions and recipes. Now, in my previous interaction with this Langflow agent, I've asked, okay, I'm dinner, can you give me some Indo-Chinese fusion? And it has given me suggestions like a vegetarian suggestion because I'm vegetarian, for like spring rolls, chili paneer, salad. And, basically this agent, you can have a full-fledged conversation with it and get to, good recipes and meal plan suggestions. But then I said, okay, great. Then where do I store this, right? I mean, where do I capture the results? So if I close this window, I mean, the recipe is lost. So I need a way to capture this and store this. So that's what I said. I need to come up with a recipe storage thing or a recipe manager, and also have a trace back to, how I created or what did I have to store those recipes. So it's ultimately like the traditional thing that my mother did is, cut the recipes, stick it in a scrapbook or something like that, or, put it somewhere. So I needed to store those recipes here, not just in the conversation window. So I said, let me look at a recipe manager thing here. And for those who are not familiar, this is the agent architecture, the agent flow in Langflow. I did a very simple thing. And my main thing was this long prompt or system instructions. That is the secret sauce, but we also did it with LangChain and other programs. This because ultimately you have a recipe. So what do you do? So yeah, so I gave it that problem by saying I want to have something here, and it gave me a problem statement and a problem description. So this is the starting point for this. So it's an initial conception of what it is and what problem it solves. Then I took both of these and used this prompt here, which I've listed in the canonical doc, and asked it to create a product brief. And I gave it the template for the product brief, like what is the purpose, what are the objectives, who is it for, so that it solves a problem for this target audience or customer segmentation. Then it gave me a product brief, right? So ChatGPT gave me a product brief. Now, you can do this in ChatPRD also because it's built on GPT 4.1. But I prefer to use the later models, right? Like I'm using 4.0, or I can use 4.5, good for writing. So I prefer to use that. Just it gives me some flexibility. And once I have this product brief, which is it's just a very crisp and concise and a good reference base for ChatGPT to think through, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to get at it? And even when I send this to ChatPRD for consideration, it has a good reference thing rather than just a one-line thing. So with this particular product brief, I go to ChatPRD and I put this prompt here by saying, okay, I'm working on a new product. I've attached a product brief. Then give me a professional grade PRD, based on your templates. Now, for this particular exercise, I chose a template, and please go down to the bottom right. You're saying, can you see the text which says app prototyping with AI code generation? Can all of you see that? The bottom right of the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a specialized template for AI code tools like V0, Versal. So the PRD, it generates supposedly, or it gives the promise that it will structure the PRD in such a way that if you take that to V0, which also has a prompt-based thing, that it will work well with the AI code generation or the app generation working prototype thing. And you can quickly create proof of work, right? Or a working prototype. So I've used this specific template to do this. And then I said, look, I want other key things which I'm used to, like success metrics or jobs to be done and things like that. And I gave it the product brief. You can see that here. And then I got the first part for, the first cut for the thing. Now, if you look at this thing here, as I said, it is not just banging out. It's asking me certain questions, right? What is the platform that you want to do? Do you want personalization, or do the AI features? Or do you want some integrations with like grocery ordering apps? I don't know, whole Amazon Instacart or something like that. So it's trying to clarify and think through intelligently about, what is it that, um, before it creates a PRD, is there something else that it can clarify from the end user? So I think there's some kind of, agent instructions that is built in there. So I like that very much. So here I have, answered some of those things. So, like I don't want any AI features. This is just a regular recipe storage app, right? Like just some screens and this thing, mobile interface, and I want a React by UI. Maybe you can consider integration with Airtable as a backend database. And then I really want you to sharpen with the working prototype MVP kind of a thing. And then it asks further clearing questions like, do you want analytics? Do you want to sign on? Do you want the user to this thing? I like this. So it's asking me some things that perhaps it thinks is valid and aligned with the app that I've said. And I think this comes about because you've done a very good problem statement and a purpose. So the product brief, I think, helps in clarifying these or the generation of these clarifying questions and tighten up the PRD. So I did all that and asked it to, um, produce a first cut of the PRD, which I think is good enough to circulate. And I added some more clarifying questions like, for the inventory tracker, or, grocery listing. So I further iterated and improved upon it. And all of this can be done in a matter of minutes. So I have the PRD here, and it's pretty decent. It gives you a roadmap and these things above, and and I think I feel that it's in a good shape that I can either circulate it with the extended team, like engineering teams, or like the product executives and things like that. But since I'm doing white building here, in this particular case, so I took this PRD, and there is a prompt that I've included canonical doc, and I went and pasted it in Vercel. So I gave the PRD here, and I took that prompt to Vercel, and I'm going with the innate confidence that the PRD is somewhat well aligned with how to leverage V0 effectively. So I'm a little disappointed in Vercel because it doesn't take file attachments. It only takes image or Figma attachments. So I had to put the PRD thing in the prompt itself, but never, it's okay. So it kicked it off, and it does whatever it does behind the scene. It produces some code, and a front end specification. I think in React or HTML or whatever. So there is a code thing, and then I come up with this particular first working prototype app. So here's the of course, there's a lot of things that it kind of needs improvement, but at least it's a good first start to proof of work. So to piggyback on another question that they asked about requirements gathering, what I see as a trend is that people produce working apps, and then product managers are able to do it, white code, white build stuff, and they're using this artifact as a point of discussion with stakeholders, with customers, and then validating, verifying the requirements. So here I have a starter page, and then I can do stuff like sign in, so no big deal. And here I have things where people can actual users can manage the recipes, so I can add a recipe, but the add recipe thing is not working. So I need to go back to the V0 code, and then it's shopping list and things like that. But I can easily do this. And of course, I know that this functionality is not working now. But guess what? I can go and update the PRD and see where maybe the functionality was missed in the PRD, and then update it. Or maybe V0 did not take care of it and do it. So I can go and ask it to improve us. Hey, your add recipe thing is not working. Have you done the Airtable integration? And can you improve or refactor or add new features? So I can do this very very systematically. I can go from the PRD platform here and produce the next version of the prompt for V0, and then regenerate the working prototype, or I can work right here and see what was missing and then go back and update the PRD. So a two-way interactive, vibe building, vibe design, you can be done. So I think this is somewhat powerful. So, and I think this is what the new world of product management looks like. And I think this is what aligns with what Claire was saying, that product management, as we know traditionally, maybe it will be dead, but PMs or product thinking with these AI tools or co-pilots or even agents opens up a whole new possibility of what we think as product work. And it's just the limits are just what you think of creatively, what you can imagine, and how can you combine the mindset of working with the traditional way and then adapting it to the new world where you can literally create and make things happen leveraging generative AI. And I think it will go to a new and enhanced version of how we do the product work before actually building it, production quality grade with engineering teams. So yeah, so I just wanted to share this approach that I did, I think I shared the URL also, so you can check it out. But I can give you all of this, and any one of you, like Parth or somebody, can take it and run with it, and you can build it. You can do whatever you think you can like. Whatever new things you can do, variants. You can customize it. You can tailor it to whatever you think works for you and to your satisfaction. That is pretty powerful, I think. Yeah. And yeah, so when I showed this to Peter Yang and he says, oh, I love my PRD template. And I said, hey, Peter, I'll take this PRD and I'll convert it to you in ChatPRD and send it to you tonight. So let's see whose version is good and whose version you think you like. But I think going back to this thing, why PRD, right? It's just a moniker, I think, but you can do much more with it. You can expand on all the product work, and you can get to what you call proof of work, right? And lead with actually functional prototypes to have the crucial and critical conversations with customers and stakeholders, and take the product thinking to a whole new level. So that's what I had. I hope you found it interesting and useful. I'm going to stop sharing here and go back to the main screen, and yeah, and let me know what you thought about it. What did you think about it? I married what I learned from Vikas in the ZTL course, and also the PRD thing. So this is something that I like to really ask Claire is, how do I think? How do I rethink my product thinking and my product work output, right? How do I become the new generation product AI-enabled product manager? So yeah, so this is my approach and perspective. And of course, I think Claire may have other aha value added things. So we should really use that time effectively. But this is what I had. So thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for letting me show what you have. So I will let's have a discussion and questions now.
Great
Can I ask?
job, Parsha.
Oh, thank you, Alicia.
I think you really pulled together, like you said, what we learned in the Gen AI class and the zero to launch. But also, as you think about product thinking, like this really helps a potential employer, whatever, like understand like how you thought through the problem, how you leverage the PRD. It doesn't have to be perfect, but again, it saves time, right? It saves
Yeah,
time. You're able to get to an actual app.
yeah,
So thank you for sharing. I think, and just even presenting this tonight is a further practice in terms of how did I pull this together? How did I think about it? Which both Peter and Claire
yeah.
Really
Oh,
appreciate
and one more thing I want to add, which will resonate with you, is when we build portfolios and send signals, we can do a lot more. We can show our PRD, we can show the actual working product, the
That's a
prototype,
great point.
everything, the complete gamut and the whole shebang of what you demonstrate your competency and your thinking and build up the portfolio. Yeah. Yes, Sujay.
Hey, Harsha, great presentation. You really summed up all our learnings from the Zero to Launch Bootcamp and the product principles of using ChatGPT. I think one takeaway is that that's how we can kind of spread across to the team of how to build it. Uh,
Yes.
I had a question. Like in the boot camp, we all, and you specifically did great work on the Langflow and then make.com and all the other tools, right?
Yeah.
To do the integration with Telegram, etc.
Yeah.
But here, what you did was you documented the PRD
Mhm.
using Chat PRD and then gave it to V0.
Mhm.
So this, what V0 gave, was this to supplement the work that you did up to the demo that you did at the boot camp, or is it the V0 part? Is that a extension or is that a replacement of what you did?
Okay, so let me try and answer this question the best I can. In the ZTL bootcamp, we did work with V0 to develop the front end, right, Valisha? We did it, right? And V0 was the platform that we used to build the application and functionality. So it kind of aligns with what we did there, and it kind of doesn't align. Yeah, so I asked a specific problem. Where do I store the recipes that I generate? Right? It's not about like, oh yeah, can I integrate with with voice? I mean, I did a demo where I can actually call this application
Yeah.
with a phone number and a voice and
Twilio, using Twilio that you did.
yeah. And then I did this. But here, as I said in the beginning, when I saw this and your meal made prototype, whatever shape it is, so the fundamental problem is, what do I do with the recipes? I want to store it somewhere. I want to clip it or store it and have it available for later reference or later use. And then I want to know how I got to it, right? So that's the storage. So I asked that problem, and I did that in a white building way. Took the problem, generated the thing, product brief, went there and did this, and this thing. So now I can come and ask customers or somebody by saying, "Hey, look at this new thing I did for MealMate." You're actually able to store your recipes, and then I'll do the integration between the two. I'd combine this thing, and then whatever meals, whatever recipes that MealMate generates and you like it or you want to store it, I'll have a feature and that says save it, and then it goes and saves the recipes, so you can go back to it. You can maybe have a screen in your kitchen and look at it, how well you're cooking and things like that. So I think I zeroed in on one opportunity and one problem and went with the flow.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. Got it.
Yeah, one thing I'm thinking is this challenge in the big corporation is there's a red tape of what kind of AI tools they can use for work, right? They're they usually are sensitive about you giving any information into a AI tool that is not approved for
Mhm.
corporate use. Yeah, I'm just thinking if anybody has some tips there.
I'm sorry, what's the question again? I mean, so if you're using it in enterprises or companies and these tools are not on the approved list, so what do we do? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's have a collective thought, hive mind on it. Yeah.
You should definitely work with your IT. I would recommend using any tools and using a proprietary information and putting it. And usually, for example, in my company, we work with your IT, and and whatever you evaluate as a AI tool that would facilitate you in any of the business function, then you kind of build a case and work with IT for them to integrate with it, and it goes through that, right? Then it becomes through, obviously they will integrate with aspect of your own SSO within the enterprise, and there is a privacy and security comes with it. And otherwise, it's definitely it's not recommended in as part of the industry practices.
Yeah, so if you're working in real company, real organizational context, there's a lot of proprietary information. There's a lot of sensitivity and maybe intellectual property. So one has to carefully think through, before using platforms like ChatGPT or even ChatPRD. What do they do with the information? Do they store it or they use it to train their own models? So those are all governance or usage, considerations. So and it is something that's I think maybe a parallel but important topic to do. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. I think we just have to be creative. For example, my company, I have access to ChatGPT, but not a lot of other
correct.
tools, right?
Yeah,
But even ChatGPT, I think we can probably get some inspirations from ChatPRD and use it on ChatGPT. Maybe not as efficient, but still,
yeah, but
yeah,
my viewpoint is if you can show the art of the possible and the value from doing this, maybe in the confines of the policies and this thing. But if you're able to show that you're able to do a PRD in 30 minutes and then a working thing in maybe, another 30 minutes and say that and promote that to executives, they have a way of, getting things on board and approving it in record time. You know what I'm saying? So, so,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think it's all in the packaging and presentation and somehow overcoming the constraints or the barriers.
yeah, 100%.
Oh, Sandeep, yeah.
Hey, Harsha, very great presentation. I would say it's really helpful for people like me who are kind of in the boundaries of not uh, able to use the tools in company.
Hmm.
But this is a couple of questions that I want to ask you is when you build the product brief, you use Chat GPT to build the product brief, correct? Based on the problem statement and all of that. Is that the
Yeah,
correct
yeah.
understanding? And you used Langflow for that part. I'm not clear. Like you use the Langflow for what purpose there?
Yeah, let me clarify. So
Mm-hmm.
in that prompt in the canonical doc for a product brief, I've exactly spelled out what a product brief is and what it should
Correct.
look like. Yeah. So and like for example, the structure that it took is I think from product board, right? If you look at the product board is a thing and they have a thing about product brief. So yes, I did use a specific prompt for Chat GPT to
Mm-hmm.
produce the product brief from a given problem statement and what is that second thing? Yeah, so two things: problem statement and purpose or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I had the product brief done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the purpose of me showing that line flow thing is just to showcase a project that I've been doing with the ZTL course, right? I
Oh,
worked on a MealMate app agent
mm-hmm.
which takes a user input and has this smart conversations and gives the user a set of meal plans, recipes, and this thing and this thing. So that was just to set context by saying, hey, while I was doing this, I stumbled upon a problem or an annoying thing is where do I store the recipes that are generated?
Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so basically you use Langflow to store, I mean, to build that recipe repository kind of situation there, correct? Is that a correct understanding?
not a repository, but to generate intelligent and smart suggestions for recipes, dishes, and
Mm-hmm.
work with the user, work with the end user to understand their ask and intents and something, and maybe some constraints, like for example, diabetics or FODMAP. So basically, it is the knowledge content that goes from the recipes, and then the problem arose is, okay, fine, now it just lives in the conversation box, right, with chat
Mm-hmm.
of the lang flow thing. So I actually need to save this and reuse it or reference it back in the future. Now, yes, I can cut and paste it and I can do it, but I need an efficient way of saving that information. So that's the thing that I laser focused on and said, let me use that to go through the flow of putting product brief. It's like building a new product or a new capability or a feature into the MailMate.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Got it, got it. Okay, now I understood. Basically, it's a you are trying to build a feature for your MealMate app, and you have used Langflow to make it efficient in terms of managing all that content.
Yeah.
Correct?
Not managing content, to produce the content, and
To
then,
produce the content.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Correct.
And then
Yes.
this new add-on or a module like a recipe manager will take that and manage that information for you.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Now I understood. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Harsha, this is Pooja here.
Hi, Pooja.
Hi, great app out there, first of all, I would say. I was building the similar one for on VO, and one thing I did with the VO was instead of creating anything, because I was not able to figure it out how I can connect my Langflow with VO. So what I actually did was I created the admin panel using VO, and I created the repository also using VO. And then I asked VO to create a dummy login credentials. So it created like how you create a dummy login with sign in, admin, right? Admin thing. The place where it got stuck for me in VO was the emails. Because when I put in a complete user management thing, at that time, the email part, it got stuck, that it was bouncing back because it was not a proper server and everything. So there was definitely a deployment issue that I found, that I still have to work through it. But your app, maybe you can look at it
I'm
out
going to
there.
share the code. I mean, no
Yeah.
big deal. Let me first clarify. When you say VO, you're referring to V0, right? Because there is another
Yes.
VO by
Yeah. V0. Sorry about
Right.
that. Yes.
Because I mean, I use this VO from Gemini and create all kinds of videos and stuff. Okay,
No,
yeah,
it's Versa.
yeah. So where I think I would add something specific is, and this is where I recommend the approach that I'm saying is that you're able to zero and narrow down that part in either the requirement specification or the resulting, translation of that requirement to code where things are not working. So I think gives you a powerful way of refactoring some things and zero on that, and then either improve the requirements and requirement specification or add more detail ad nauseum, and then go and ask a V0 to correct it or improve upon it, or iterate on it and make sure that whatever you are asking, it's able to do it or create it or something like that. Fingers crossed. Or you can take it to some other platform like Core, Claude, or this thing and refactor whatever you have. So I think the mindset of, oh, I'm stuck, what to do? I don't know what to do. Who can help me? I think you can help yourself and have a way through to bulldoze through the problem.
No, absolutely. I think I was just sharing in terms of admin panel that I extended this to admin. So maybe if you want to use it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
I think my only question was to you is when you haven't integrated the Versal code with the agent, right? With the Langflow agent,
No, I haven't
calling
done that. Yeah, I've not done that yet, but that's something that I could do. This thing, I just cranked it out, this last night or this morning, so just to focus on sure. It does the focus. The spotlight was more on the PRD to product working.
Completely
Yeah.
makes sense. No, this is beautiful. The PRD part is something I did not think about. So amazing out there. So appreciate that. Thank you. If you figure out, then would love to see how you connect the Versal with Langflow out there, because I'm struggling onto that one.
Yeah. So it could be in a good use case for either make or if you do the lang flow to lang chain, then you can call I mean the integration is very much possible. Yeah. But,
it is possible. Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out. But thank you.
all right, no worries. Anybody else?
Hey, thanks, Harsha. Appreciate it. Have you used Replit by any chance?
Yes.
Okay, so does it help with also integrating with the full stack, building that?
Yes, Replit and Cursor and V0 are very comparable. And that's this thing, but I'm exploring a new thing called emergent.sh, it is very promising, and I think it is pointing to the potential that it can actually create deployment quality or production quality code.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was coming in with the perspective. One, I am playing around with few things outside of work.
Hmm.
So the flow that you showed, I have been playing with obviously with ChatGPT, with the PRD, creating those things, and even feed into the some of the business model, even creating a business model canvas
Mhm.
along with the PRD. So it kind of gives gets a full context around it. And then I have tried with Claude or Lovable or
Bolt.
Vercel. So to see so far, we are, obviously Versal has been the best so far,
Mhm.
but obviously it gives a UI interaction and everything, but it's all dummy, right? So I was trying to get a full stack, and that's what I was trying to understand. As Sandeep was asking, what is the intention behind Langflow and how you're bringing it? But you are just using it for your specific use case on the bot creation and fitting into it, correct?
Yeah. The Langflow is a no-code platform to build agents. So
Okay.
yeah, agentic. I can somewhat describe it as replicating an agentic workflow, and
Got it.
behind the scenes, it's all Python code, so you can even see the code. Uh,
Yeah.
and LangChain is programmatic, so you do the similar things in Python and Python cores or Python modules.
Yeah.
But the way I see it and the way I like to approach it is that if I look at the working prototypes and working, MVPs or even create MVPs, I think tools like Lovable Bolt V0 can do that. There's a new platform called Magic Patterns. I think a lot of people are raving about it. They're able to create these a minimum lovable products. So to really get the buy-in for the product and things like that before a full-fledged engineering build is done. So Vikas always says that you don't this V0 Bolt lovable is just like nice to have, but actual production quality, deployment quality all gets built from scratch from like from Python code and OpenAI SDKs and things like that. So nobody really or he doesn't advocate taking these artifacts or code artifacts or working prototypes functionality from
Mhm.
these platforms to production. So he always says
Got it.
do it from scratch.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to look into how ChatPRD is, how different it is from usage point of view versus using ChatGPT directly. Versus, I mean, obviously we internally at work, for example, we created our own PRD prompt agent,
Mhm.
and that is to just to standardize across the product function so that folks can actually use it to interact and iterate through it. And that is exposed through our own LLM router that we created
Mhm.
that have access to most of the foundational models. So users, we can internally choose those foundational models on which we want to use it and try it, right?
Yeah.
But it hasn't come to the prototyping. That is what I'm trying to one outside of work evaluate and bring it into practice internally. I see a lot of obviously Versal in the market, pretty much in the product function has been embraced. So I
Mhm.
was trying to figure out. We use Figma, and
Mhm.
Figma has some of the mockups. Obviously, UX is also now learning into adapting into that, and the whole process of how Akash Gupta and Lenny has been put together into the prototyping, AI prototyping, and vibe coding should help PM function to work closely with the UX. So the UX is focusing on refinement, not actually even drafting from scratch, right?
Correct.
So those
Yeah.
are the things I'm playing
Yeah.
around.
And
So
I'm trying to look into two other platforms, OpenAI Codex and Claude Code, to see if
Mhm.
they have any better functionality than Windsurf, Cursor, Replit, Lovable, Bolt, Magic Pattern. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, there's so many things out there, and people are using it in different ways. But ultimately, I think it comes down to how you can wrangle them to do to produce something that you really want.
Okay. So if I may ask you, with using Chat PRD to create using Chat GPT versus Chat PRD, in briefly, how would you describe that in your experience? with the quality or the timing? I know you mentioned as 45 minutes, which is 30 minutes, which is what Akash Gupta has posted. But really, it's a matter of 15 minutes. But if you think about it, what is your experience in using both?
In terms of time or in terms of
Forget
effort?
about the time, just the quality of it. Can you achieve what you are doing even without the chat PRD? Just I
Yes.
chat.
I mean, I suppose you can. That's the same question I asked Peter Yang, as I mentioned, and he says, I mean, I have my own templates and uses ChatGPT, and it produces artifacts that is satisfactory for him to his expected level of quality. Yeah, I mean, as I said, initial ChatPRD is only built on GPT 4.1, right? So if you go back to the mother source and if you're able to wrangle it, and you can definitely get the work that you desire. It's just that ChatPRD is like a platform built upon it, and it produces some good value-added features, and maybe there's some secret sauce in the fine-tuning. That's something that we can ask Claire.
Okay, got it. Cool. Sounds good.
All
Thanks for sharing all your learning. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I will share Peter's template. I just got it a few minutes before this thing. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
When you said he got flamed or whatever yeah, so what is the con? Why did he say that?
It could be multiple reasons. Maybe I don't know, peers. Maybe he thinks his approach works and things like that, right?
Okay, in the context that okay, so it's basically he's saying that his template, what he's using is okay, competing in that same thing is better than or quality is better.
Yeah, and I mean he's also a product lead figure, so he wants to advocate his approach
Okay.
as
I
well.
was thinking from the angle you said, like by even the process of creating the PRD to getting into markup versus using the markup to create the PRD.
Mhm.
Is there anything to learn from? Is what I was curious to
Yeah,
see.
he works at Roblox, so I
Yeah.
think he's a traditional PM there. But outside the sphere of Roblox, I think he leads with building this app first and then using that to to ideate and create requirements. So that's what he thinks is the white coding or white thing. But I mean, I try to marry the best of both.
All right. Thanks.
Great. So, hey, I got to hang up, sign off now, but great presentation. Peter Yang, he's got a template. Is it public domain or you can share it or?
Yeah, I'll send the link. I mean, he did share it. I did show it to you on the screen. Whether it's public domain or not, I'm not sure. He does have a repository of templates, and he has made that available to the subscribers of his newsletter. I have it. But I'm not sure about the access things. But we had an AMA earlier today, just before this call, and he did share it to all the people in the AMA. So I'm thinking that particular PRD is
out in the public domain.
shareable. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks, Harsha. Appreciate it.
All right, folks.
Thanks,
One
thanks.
last.
Really thankful to you. Yeah.
Who's that? Sandeep. Okay.
Yeah. Great
All right.
work, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Any last things before I sign off? And of course, I'll be sharing the recording.
Have a good weekend.
All right, good. Thank you. Take care. Bye.